guys, and happy Saturday, and welcome to the 8th vlog of the year. First, I'll talk about what we're reading. So yesterday I didn't get to read any of the Siren of the Sussex just because it was really hot. Inside the house was like 75 and I just didn't feel like reading in that. But I will read today. And I did read yesterday, but just not this book. But I did read over 100 pages, so that's why I felt fine not being able to pick up this one. So it will be starting on page 113, chapter 10. Don't have any set date or to finish this on, or a set amount of chapters I want to read today. It's just mood reading, so that's what I'm reading. I'm about to do a little project for myself. Hair in my mouth, sorry. Okay, so I watched Useful Charts' newest video, which for y'all, it's probably not the newest one, but about how, I think it was about 20 of the US presidents, all the presidents are connected, but just in this video he showed like 20 of them, of how they are connected, being related. So I noticed in that video something about Zachary Taylor. I don't have any affiliation with that guy. I don't know anything about him, so like don't think if he was like really bad, I didn't know that. But I noticed that, and then when I was doing my own research on something else, I noticed it. I was looking at this church that's in Virginia, so I'm about to make a chart of my own. And then I'll show y'all. So this is a little President's Day weekend project for me. And yeah, I'll show y'all when I'm done. 2 hours later, here we are. So, as I said, I watched Useful Charts video and I noticed some things. So here's mine. This is minus the living people. And because that's as far as the page would go. So you see, these are my ancestors on this side. So his sister married a tailor, and that guy, the tailor, what's his name? John. He had a brother named James, who then had a son named James, who 3 US presidents and 1 Confederate president were all descended from him. So it's basically the connection of at least one side of my family to 3 US presidents. Again, this is not blood relation, it's by marriage up here. So this is just one little bit. I felt like the ones in Virginia would have been an easy start, since that's where most of my ancestors were back in this starts in the 1600s and goes to the last person died in 1913. So that is what I've been working on, and then I put it all digitally on. I did it through my phone, but it's on, you know, any device. So that is what I did. So I'm going to start reading now. This chapter is probably going to be long, and that's the one thing with this romance book. I don't like picking it up because the chapters are so long. So it would have probably been better to read an ebook version, but obviously at the time I did not realize that the chapters were going to be so long. But I'm going to read now. I know these bangs, I don't know what they're doing. Yes, I'm gonna get to reading, and I do need to write some today. I need to write another 300 words, and yeah, so, but I'm going to read first and write sometime at night, because that's usually when I write. Alright, I'm ending my reading night here. I read 108 pages. That's getting me to page 222, which is chapter 19. So my thoughts, obviously not my full thoughts. I don't really have new thoughts today, except the side characters that are in Evelyn's life, I just feel like are not as developed as the ones in Ahmad's life. Like, yeah, like his, I'm like, okay, I know who this is, I know who this is, I know who this is. And then in hers, I'm like, okay, which one of these girls is this? Like, getting them confused. But the good isn't outweighing the bad, and the bad's not outweighing the good. So this is like a 3-star. Again, it's really good writing. I'm just bored. Yeah, the characters have interesting backstories, and yeah, it's average. It's not great. It's not bad. I don't know if this will be my last romance of the month, but I will probably not get to any of my other new purchases. I'll probably go and do an ebook. I have one romance ebook. I don't remember the name or anything. I know what it's about, and there's just so many, like, ironic things with it, with character names and stuff with like my actual life, and that's why I got it, because I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird. But so that will probably be the next romance I start after this. I do think this would be a lot better doing the ebook for, maybe even audio, not sure, but I do think this would be better on ebook, because as I said, long chapters, me being bored with the plot, all of that just is not good for me. So I do think an ebook or audiobook would be the route to go if you choose to pick up this series. And I might even pick up the next one, because romance books, they're usually not about the same characters each time. So I'll just have to see what the plot is. But right now, I think this will be an unhaul, a 3-star. I'm gonna go take my bath now. Hey guys, it's Sunday. It's Daytona 500 day. I just watched the first stage. During the second stage, I usually read, so that is what I'm going to be doing. We had a big ending for that finish, and this is my favorite driver as a rookie for the Cup Series this year, so that's a lot of fun. Yeah, so I've had so many drivers throughout like the past 3 years, maybe. Pandemic's done crazy things, but this is a driver I've only liked in the Xfinity series, and now he's in the Cup Series, so that's cool. But yeah, so I'm going to read. I don't know how much reading I'm going to get done. I don't know, because Daytona is a really long race. Obviously it's 500, but those big tracks are just very long. I'm not a fan of super speedways personally. It's bad that I live near a big track and the toughest track and all of that. But yeah, I just prefer short tracks. Yeah, I don't even know where the race next week is. Is it Atlanta, Miami? I don't know. It's Vegas. I have no idea where it's at. It could be anywhere, but if it's Miami, I like the Miami track. I would like to go there, but that's far away. But I've been to Phoenix, so I'm like, but how far this doesn't matter. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to reading. I hope you all are all having a happy Sunday. I still have these up. I need to take down I took down my outside Valentine's decorations, and I'm going to order some St. Patrick's ones tomorrow, or like tonight, and get them by next week. Because St. Patrick's is the next holiday, and then Easter after that. I actually don't know when Easter is. I think it's in April? I don't know, but yeah, that's another thing. For my e-read, because I didn't do an e-read this month and I kind of regret it, so I want to do one next month for March, and my main focus in March is going to be historical fiction, so I don't know if I want to read Ken Follett's The Century something. Is that what it's called? The Century Trilogy, if y'all know what I'm talking about. So I don't know if I should read that, the first book, or the Lincoln Highway book. I gave that book to my grandmother to read because some of her friends had recommended it, and she didn't like it, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to like it. She DNF'd it. So I think I might like it still, because I got it as a book of the month back in, I think it was October, maybe? I don't know. I think it came out around the time when I was last in Charlotte, so because I remember seeing it in the bookstore. But yeah, so let me know which one. So the Ken Follett, the Century Trilogy, or the Lincoln Highway. Let me know which one I should read. My driver won the Daytona 500, so that's like really awesome. Shout out to Cindric. Yeah, so that's exciting, and like, yeah, I was just very nervous throughout that last like 50 laps or whatever. Yeah, nerve-wracking. Daytona is, why I don't like Daytona is, one, as I said, I don't like super speedways. There's a ton of wrecks, so a ton of cautions. This race went to overtime. Every Daytona race I've watched has gone into overtime, or has gone to the next day because of rain, because it's Florida. Like, yeah, it's just not a track for me. Talladega's another track I don't like, and if I didn't live in Darlington, I would not like Darlington. But since I live here, it's one of my favorites. But yeah, just give me short tracks. They're in Fontana next week, so I was way wrong. Fontana's near LA, for those of you who don't know. And they haven't raced there in 2 years, so I haven't seen a race there in a few years, so I don't really know what to expect because it's been a while. but should be fun. Yeah, so that's my update. I'm gonna get back to reading, and after I read, I need to write because I need to end off the chapter that I've been working on since Wednesday, which is the set amount of time, so don't think I'm like procrastinating or anything. So I need to have that ready and all to post tomorrow. I don't know what my cat is doing. I hear a lot of noise. I don't see him though, so I need to go see what's happening. I'm done reading for the day, and I definitely will finish that book by the I was gonna say end of the week, but sometime this week and by the end of the vlog. So I got to 70%. I read 60 pages today. I would really like to read more, but I just didn't have time. Another thing that I didn't have time for, the Olympic closing ceremony was today. I did watch America, like doing whatever, but I only watched the Olympics once on my own this year, and I feel really guilty about that. Obviously I can justify it by saying, oh, the genocide, whatever, which I do know there's genocide. I don't think I'm just pushing that aside. So I'm like, I shouldn't feel guilty, but at the same time, I'm like, I've watched the Olympics every year since 2008, and I didn't really watch this year, so I feel bad, but I shouldn't. So we are ending Sunday here. We did reading today. I've read every day this year, knock on wood, that continues. Monday I have to film my wrap-up tomorrow. Then we're going to be reading Medici Ascendancy tomorrow. We may read a little bit more of Sussex and all that. So that is the end of the day. This is my outfit for auditioning for Lexi Howard's production of Oklahoma. So I wanted to do an update before I change clothes. Yeah, so we're going to be reading this today. I already filmed my wrap up of the month, even though I still have like 3 books to finish, possibly 4, who knows. But that's fine. So I'm going to read that today. So that means I won't be writing a review in my notebook because I already did in my video. But I'll still be telling you all my thoughts and all of that. It's cold in here. It hurts lifting it up. I pulled my bicep, or I guess it's the back of your bicep too. That hurts to punch it. I pulled that. I was sitting down and with my arm behind me. Yeah, that's fine. Drink your water. This does not happen if I'm hydrated. And over the weekend, I'm terrible about not drinking water because I'm like, it's the weekend. I don't need to drink it. I can drink soda. Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, saying I have a message, so that's why I'm like distracted. Okay, I have several actually to my friends. I'll get back to that. I'll get back to y'all. Yeah, so I'm going to eat my Chick-fil-A. I went to Chick-fil-A and got some of that. Yeah. I finished Medici Ascendancy by Matteo Strudel. If you would like my final thoughts, be sure to check out my wrap-up video. But I read 95 pages today. This was a 4-star. We're gonna give it a 4-star. I did enjoy my time reading it, and I will be continuing the trilogy next month. And here it says a trilogy. On somewhere else it said a quartet, so I don't know. I have 3 books, but the next one is about Lorenzo il Magnifico, which is Lorenzo the Magnificent in English. So that one, that's like my favorite Medici era, so I'm sure that I will enjoy that one more than this one. So it may be a 5-star, who knows. So we finished this, so I need to see what historical fiction I'm going to add to my TBR next that isn't a Medici one. So I'm not going to read any of the Siren of Sussex today. I don't have time to, because I'm about to get my bath and then do my nighttime routine. Yeah, I just don't have time. But the next book I'm going to start tomorrow is a 5-star prediction. Check out my 5-star prediction video if you haven't. But this is Anxious People by Frederick Backman, and it has dust and cat hair on it. So I really enjoyed Beartown. At the time I didn't, but here I am 2 years later still thinking about that book. So I think I have really evolved as a reader and as a critic. So I think I will enjoy this one, or have my time reading it. I will enjoy it more. So I'm seeing how many pages this is. 74 chapters it looks like. I don't know. And my cat just hit my chair. So this is 335 pages. So it's 100 pages shorter than the book we just finished. But yeah, I'll be getting to Anxious People tomorrow. And yeah, so that is a wrap for Monday, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Hey guys, it's Izzy. So why did I say that? I'm getting my water for the day. Then we're going to go out and read. It's 2:15. It took me 15 minutes to do like my skincare. Like what? Just rinsing the bottle out. We're starting a new book today. And that's Anxious People by Frederick Backman, which is a 5-star prediction, but I said that yesterday and all. Okay, we're almost there. There we go, have my water. Here's the book. Yeah, getting my wet hands all over it. Cool, but yeah, let's go outside. I just got out here and realized that I don't have a bookmark, so I'm just going to have to use this thing up here to remember the page, and then when I get inside, I'll use the bookmark. But Anxious People, so this is about like this guy like robs a bank or something, and then he's on the run and ends up in this, I think, apartment, and the apartment's having an auction for, you know, people to buy the apartment. And so he takes all the people there hostage. So I think this is going to be like, which life is more valuable, that kind of thing, and a lot of questions that are difficult to think about. So yes, that is what I'm starting today. Again, I've seen so many people reading this book this year. It came out, I think, last year, or 2020 actually. You know, the 20s are like that, all these years confused, but I'm going to stop postponing and get to reading. One more thing, this is translated from, I think, Swedish by Noel Smith. I wanted to include the translator. I missed it being 2:22 on February 22nd, 2022. I'm so upset about it. I missed it both times because the first time I was sleeping, and then this time I don't know what I was doing, and I'm upset because that's like cool. And yeah. Back inside, yeah, I don't know what's happening with that hair because it is very windy. Just, I don't know, recently when it's been warm, it's been really windy. I don't know why that is. So I got to 7% of the way in the book, and that is chapter 11, page 26. So that's where I'm at. I am going to put a bookmark in here once I go back to my room. So this is really confusing. So I guess our main thing going on right now is a young police officer is interviewing the real estate agent from the house that, you know, was having the auction and all of that. So he's interviewing her, and then we have another plot line of a man who is like on a bridge and is willing to jump from it. And so to my understanding, the young police officer, when he was a kid, still a teenager, was the one to try to talk the man out of it, was, you know, the first to find the man there. But I don't know if that is correct. So yeah, with these two timelines happening, I'm really confused, and I'm confused of how they're going to intersect with one another. Yeah, so I don't know yet. I'm nervous because, as I said, this is a 5-star prediction, but I'm literally only 25 pages in, or 24. Yeah, 24 pages in. So I don't need to be worried because there's still 320 pages left. Less than that, but you know, yeah. So I'm gonna make some lunch, just some like mac and cheese, because it's just something really basic and easy. Penny didn't want to come in, and that stresses me out because usually that means I have to go get her and pick her up and bring her in, and I'm like, why can't you just come in when I want to come in? Because I don't want to leave her out there all by herself. So I'm gonna get her first and then make my lunch. I'm done reading Anxious People for the day. I got to page 87, chapter 25, which is literally exactly 25%. That's like so satisfying. This book is kind of hard to follow, but I think it's all gonna tie together nicely in the end. I think somehow all these people are gonna be connected. I don't know, but like, I'm going to write out a chart in my notebook where I write my notes for reading, because I just feel like it'll help me understand better. I do think this would be really interesting on audio, because some of the format, let me show you, is like police file format. And yeah, I just think this would be nice on audio. For Beartown, it's right behind you, I read the majority of it physically and then switched to audio because it was just dragging for me. But it's still a book I think about all the time. This is definitely faster to read, short chapters. I don't think there's been a chapter over 12 pages or anything like that, but it does have a lot of interesting topics and questions. Morals, I think, is going to play a big part, like, in everything I read. Another one, at first I was like, is this going to be about, I know a lot of his books are about parenting or whatever, just about Jack and Jim and their relationship as father, son, working together, all of that. But now we are getting point of views of people who are actually hostages in the situation or whatever, and then from the bank robber as well. I think it's very interesting how this is being done. So it's not a 5-star at the moment, it's like a 4, but obviously we're only a quarter of the way in, and it's usually when my opinions form, so maybe this isn't to be a 4-star, but still I feel like there's so much more to unwrap and then put it all back together. It's gonna be a fun time. So Siren of Sussex I will read after my dessert, which is at 8:30, so I'll be reading that in a little bit. It's almost 8 o'clock right now. I'm gonna talk about Euphoria with my friends, because I think all my friends are now caught up or have watched this past episode. And yeah, that should be fun. So there are 19 pages in this, which isn't a lot, but that's how much I could get in tonight. I usually read 2 chapters of this on weekdays, so 87 plus 19 is 106 pages read today, so better than yesterday by 11, which is always nice to do better than the day before. So what page was that? 311 that I got to. So let's put that into Goodreads here. Wait. Did I not update that yesterday? I guess not. I don't know. Because it had me 10 pages less. So I'm at 77% though. And I haven't told y'all the new releases that came out today, so I do need to do that. Let me get to that page in my journal here. So today is the 22nd. So the new releases this week. First we had The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, which is a thriller. I have seen somebody's reviews who I really trust on Goodreads, and they gave it like a 2 stars, so now, and DNF'd it, I think. So maybe not a 2-star, but they DNF'd it. So that scares me, but then we have The School of Mirrors by Eva Stachnik. I don't remember what that one is about. And then we have When I'm Gone, Look for Me in the East, and I don't have the author down for that. I thought I had one more on here, but I guess not. But those are the new releases. We'll look for them at Target tomorrow. They might have The Paris Apartment, but I'm doubting it because Target just hasn't been on it with new releases this month. Some months they are really good about it, but this month they just haven't been. Guys, we are out here. It's a Wednesday. I'm sure you can hear the Air Force up there. I actually saw 2 fighters yesterday. Usually I can just hear them, can't see them, but they were flying low enough that I could actually see them. But yeah, it's right in the direction of the sun, so I can't really, it's hard to look at now because it was about an hour or 2 ago when I saw them, and they were going southeast to northwest. So Yeah, they're out today. We're about to start reading Anxious People. Um, that's me. I'm an anxious person. No. I know I'm starting, because I've had more time to think about what I'm reading and all. I think each character is going to represent a different kind of anxiety, maybe. I think London is loneliness, Zara, guilt. I don't know. We'll just have to see. And then I think the police officers have their own kind of things as well. It's just interesting to dissect humans, not in that sense, but in the sense of the human mind and how it works and all that kind of thing. It's something I'm really fascinated in. So I guess it's psychology. Is that right? I don't know, but I'm gonna get to reading now. Just the way this connected, I was like, oh my gosh. He's so good at characters. So I just want to read this paragraph because I feel like this just describes the story. And y'all are on a swing right now, so I'm sorry if y'all are like getting seasick, but here's the quote. The whole thing is complicated. The whole thing is a complicated, unlikely story. Perhaps it's because all we think stories are about often isn't what they're about. And then I'm not going to go into the next line because I feel like that could be spoilery, but I think this book is just about the human experience, honestly. So I've only read 3 chapters, but I did want to chime in there. I'm going to take a brief break, and that means watch a booktube video. I'm going to watch a Book of Olive, her December wrap up, because I watch videos a month after. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all in on that. Another weird thing, so if y'all aren't aware, I'm gonna say most Americans are, there are like versions of Air Force One, like different versions, and they keep them in Omaha. And there's been one, the code is like Club 22. It went from like Omaha, its base, to Tampa, which is like its southern base to my understanding, and it's been going around in circles and whatnot practicing. And the variant they're using is the one that is protected from nuclear stuff, I guess. I want to know how they test that, but I have to research it. I did watch a documentary on these planes before of like what would happen if a nuclear attack happened, which hopefully doesn't. Like, nobody wants it. I don't want that in any country. But yeah, and then as I said, the Air Force jets have just been going at it today, so kind of interesting with what's happening in the world right now, but I'm not going to get too much into that because I don't want to get into politics and global affairs and foreign policy, because I am not an expert on that, and you should look to people who are more knowledgeable than I am. But yeah, I'm going to take a short break and then get back to reading. This little prop jet private plane is flying around at 900 feet and scaring me. I'm just sitting here reading. I look directly ahead and it looks like a plane's literally taking off, and I'll insert the pictures, and he just flew around a second time and I'm like, please don't be crashing. I'm not here for that. I'm scared. Like, yeah, it's freaking me out. I'm like, I already feel nauseous because I'm hungry because it's almost lunchtime. And this plane's flying over, scaring me. Let's see if he comes back around. But yeah, the second time around he was about 25 feet higher. I know that from looking at the app, so don't think I'm like, I can tell feet from where I'm sitting. So yes, this did distract my reading, and I don't appreciate it. There's all these bees. The bees are back. The carpenter bees. Trying to put holes in my house, but I'm like, I hope this plane doesn't come back, but at the same time I'm like, I want to show y'all. Yeah, he literally, okay, I don't want to show that, but he literally did a circle around my neighborhood, and I'm like, why? And yeah, so he's doing less than 900. He's almost over the racetrack right now. Yeah, I don't mess with that. Please don't fly over my house at less than 1,000 feet. I don't appreciate it in the slightest. I got to page 132. We are just being introduced to more of the characters and the situation and whatnot. So that was 14% just then, and about 40 pages. We had distractions today, not fun. But yes, I am really enjoying just as I said earlier, dissecting these people's minds and seeing how they are connected and whatnot is just really interesting, and I am really enjoying this. Is it a 5-star level? Not yet, but we still have over halfway to go, so I'm not going to say it's not a 5-star. It's like a 4 right now, but 4, 4.5, you know, that category. So it could get better, who knows, but I am really enjoying it. I'm back from Target. I ate my lunch, everything. I'm good to go now. I feel good now. I didn't feel bad earlier, but you know what I mean. So they, St. Patrick's Day is basically non-existent at Target. And if you guys would like to see my whole experience at Target, I did film an ASMR video, which will be out next week. So a week from when you're watching this. So I got this sign. Now I'm not putting this stuff up until after St. Patrick's Day, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it because it does sell up fast. So just this little Easter sign, blue on the back, it's wooden. Then I got a blanket because, as you'll see in every vlog, I'm in a Halloween one. This one has little bunnies on it and flowers. So I think that's super cute, and I love Target's throw blankets, so cat toe everywhere. So yeah, so I'm super excited to have a nice spring one. And so this is what I got at Target. The only things that weren't food or toiletries. I got to page 183, which is chapter 43. I'm still really enjoying this. Yeah, it's like a 4.5, so I'm gonna read that as a 5 stars. So I guess I did a good job predicting what would be a 5-star for me for our first book in that challenge. We still have a lot to go. I don't have my phone on me, it's charging, so I don't know what percent this is at, but I read nearly 100 pages today. I read over 90, so that's really good. I'm going to write down more notes, but I'm not really going to say what those are. How I'm saying each character is a different kind of thing. I'm not going to say any more because I don't want to spoil for y'all, but this is going very well and I am really enjoying this book. Hey guys, and happy Thursday. It's been really hard to stay off the phone today because of the events in Ukraine. Yeah, so prayers to them, and if you see any links to donate, be very careful donating, for one, to make sure you are donating to the right thing. And yeah, and then with sources, be very careful as well with whatever you may see on the internet. So we are about to go outside and read though. Anxious People. I guess we'll read probably another 25 to 30% today because that's what we've been doing. So no intention of finishing today, but that would be cool too if I finished it. But I am really enjoying it, so I can't wait to get to that. Yeah, I just have to water the plants and get water for myself, and then we will head that way. But yeah, again, it's been, I followed the stuff until like 2 a.m. last night because my phone died, and then I followed on my iPad, and yeah, so need to get off this. That's why reading is a good thing, to get yourself away from all the stuff on here. Not only when wars are breaking out, but just, we don't need to be on this all the time. So that's why reading is such a good thing. Let's get outside. I'm done reading Anxious People for the day. I got to 80%, which is chapter 61 to 72. Still really liking it. Plot twists are happening and it is very enjoyable, and my prediction was right pretty much because 4.5, that rounds up. So I'm going to end the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell if you would like to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!